Well, hello there.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right. How are you doing? Yeah, we are back again today to talk about post-rotation stuff. In particular, in this series, we have done a few things. We've done escaping. We've done Pokemon search. We've done how to do extra damage. There's others that are coming, but today we are going to talk about post-rotation healing in particular. So this is really all about you've got a big boy out front or on your bench, and you think that your opponent is going to do them dirty, so to speak, and take them out. But you're not going to let that happen because you have all the magic potions and you're touching hands to heal them. That's D&D. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. I think this one will be a pretty quick one. There's only so many options for healing, and I'm not going to be covering healing that is very specific to a certain type of Pokemon, right? Like water and grass. They have a lot of good Pokemon out there who will heal other Pokemon or heal themselves. I'm not going to really be touching on that. I'm really thinking about healing that can be used on many different Pokemon, not just one type, with the exception of one specific item. That's just setting the stage. So let's first start off with what we're losing. And in this respect, I think we're losing two really important cards. And I don't know if what we're keeping or what we are getting is a great replacement. But, there's certainly options. But I think healing is going to be a little bit more difficult moving forward, or at least like really big amounts of healing all at once. So what we are losing, let's just start with the first one. We are losing Max Potion. This is, I think, a big one, especially for stall decks. If you're not putting energy onto some 270 HP Pokemon or whatever, it doesn't really matter if you lose the energy then. So you just throw Max Healing down after your opponent has had to churn through, a few turns, maybe a couple of switches, who knows. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. But now we don't have Max Potion anymore, so you can't just wait till the last second to heal off a huge amount of damage and frustrate your opponent. It's a little sad. Second thing that we are losing is Acerola. Very similar to Max Potion. I think they were used in combination in many decks. Which basically allows you to pick up any Pokemon that have damage on them into your hand. Basically removes all that damage. Yeah, kind of like a Max Potion, except you don't lose the energy, it just goes back into your hand. And I think the third really important card that we are losing, especially important if you think about the way that it was played in Reshazard decks, is the Miltank from Crimson Invasion. So this card allowed you to heal 90 damage from Pokemon that you attached energy to. And especially in decks where you have a lot of energy acceleration and a Pokemon with really big HP, you could attach a couple of energy, heal for a massive amount of damage, and that Pokemon doesn't lose any effectiveness. It still has all its energy. It's still out front, ready to attack. So yeah, we're losing that Miltank, and I think that the Reshazard deck will have to make some adjustments. We're already seeing some of those adjustments with the cards that we already have still being made in certain decks in preparation for this, or even because they think having a whole Pokemon just for this wasn't necessarily the best option. So yeah, let's talk then about what we are keeping from our current sets. I think the first card that we are keeping is a really interesting one. It's seen a lot of play in the last few weeks or month or so, and I think you're going to start seeing a few copies of these in bunch of different decks, and that is Mixed Herbs. The thing about Mixed Herbs is, like Custom Catcher, you got to play two of them to do the healing. One of them just heals special conditions. Two of them heals, I want to say they're 60 or 90 damage, but a pretty decent amount of damage. So, you tech a couple of these in, maybe 4 even, if you think you're going to need them. And then you try to find them through different search cards. Greens Exploration, I think, goes really well with this because you can just grab 2 of them with a greens. But yeah, you can grab a mixed herbs, do a decent number of healing. Yeah, and I think it's going to be really powerful. The second card is more like the Acerola, which is Super Scoop Up. You have to flip a coin. Ugh. We do like consistency, and flipping coins is a recipe for not being consistent. So I don't know, for the purpose of healing, how powerful this is going to be. It also takes that Pokemon out of the active position. Maybe that's what you want. But I think it might be useful. You know, if you're running a deck that you are expecting, especially stall decks, that Super Scoop Up might become a big deal. So yeah, I think you could see this teched into certain deck types. The third one is Switch Raft. Now, this is really a switch card rather than a healing card for the most part, but it does do 30 healing to water Pokemon. So if you're running a water deck and you want to run Switch, why not just run Switch Raft? It just doesn't make sense to run anything else. So yeah, I think you can do a little bit of healing. It helps a little bit with those specific water decks. I think it maybe gives them a bit of a leg up on other decks in terms of healing just because of that. This next one is something I haven't really seen played that much. It's Last Chance Potion. It can heal for a lot of, it can do a lot of healing, but it requires your Pokemon to be at a very low HP. Now, you know, I don't think we see a lot of big Pokemon getting to that number, that really low number, I think 30 HP or less, because most people are planning their strategy around one-hit KOing you. Even big Pokemon, like you know, if you don't one-hit KO it, that person is just going to rotate it out of the active, and you're going to have a hard time getting back at it. Or if you're not going to one-hit KO it, you're going to two-hit KO it, but it's not going to be like just the edge and then a little bit over the top. If somebody's doing that, then they're going to do that in combination with another card, like a Shrine of Punishment, or something else that's going to do that tiny little bit of damage before you even get a chance to play that Last Chance Potion. I think that I don't think it'll really see much play. It's an option, but I don't know how valuable it's going to be from a strategic standpoint. The next one, I think, is an interesting one that you could start teching in, which is Moo Moo Milk. I think Moo Moo Milk could be interesting. You know, it's not as consistent as we would like, but it does have the opportunity to heal. I don't know if it's as good as Mixed Herbs, but, you know, I think it could be interesting to see in decks, especially they don't have GX Pokemon that aren't getting the card that we are getting for GX Pokemon, which I'll talk about in a second. And then the last one in terms of cards that we are keeping is Life Herb. It's another card that I think could be good for healing. I don't know how much we're going to see of it. I think if you're worried about getting both Mixed Herbs, if you're not playing a greens deck, the Moo Moo Milks and Life Herbs could be really good options for healing when you don't know if you're going to get both of those Mixed Herbs. So good option depending on the kind of deck that you are running. And then finally, we come to the cards that we are getting, right? They're taking away our Max Potion. What are they giving us that helps us heal Pokemon? Well, the card that they are giving us is an interesting one. And it very clearly signals where they are trying to push the meta, which is towards a GX Pokemon with the Cherish Ball as well. And that card is Great Potion. It heals 50 damage from your GX Pokemon. I think it is going to be a must-have in decks that are heavy GX, those GXs are going to be on the front line and taking that damage. So I think it's definitely a card to include as a 2-off maybe, especially knowing that if they can't just re-Guzma you out and just kill you again the next turn, you can keep something either out front or put it on the bench, heal it, and then put it back out into the active on the next turn, knowing that it might be safer. I think Great Potion could see a lot of action in those GX heavy decks. So yeah, those are my thoughts on healing post-rotation. I think, you know, healing isn't one of those things that has been a major deal for many decks. I think, you know, to be honest, like you haven't really seen it teched in that much until very recently with the Mixed Herbs. So I don't know if healing is going to be a big part of the meta moving forward, but it could be, especially that we, you know, get a little bit more safety from the gusting. you could see the strategy of doing some damage, switching him out when you can, healing, coming back in, doing some more damage. You know, like, I think that back and forth on both sides could be a really interesting chess match in terms of who's going to take the prizes when. So yeah, that's my thoughts on healing. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. If you think I missed any specific items or supporters, I might have. Yeah, like, which of these are you most excited about using in your upcoming decks now that we're losing that Max Potion and the Acerola? And yeah, just also, you can follow me on Twitch. I stream there a few times a week. I do Pokemon Online. I chat about a bunch of stuff, and I do pack openings live. So that'll be fun. And follow me on Instagram as well if you want to see some pack openings in my stories and see what I'm pulling. And Twitter, I don't post on that quite as much, but definitely follow me there. I should probably post more. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I have more post-rotation stuff coming out soon. So I will see you guys on the flippity flop.